thing. That was, you know, that scared the crap out of people back then. And there's certain scripture that I've heard, and you know, the book of Leviticus for one, that there's, you know, it's something about, you know, if you have a black mold in your house, that's okay. But if you have a pink mold, then you gotta, and, you know, is this all metaphorical that I'm hearing, you know, with the scriptural teachings that I've had? Is this literal? I've heard these certain sects of religion saying you have to take the Bible as literal. I hear them say it's metaphorical, that the Old Testament was for the Old Testament people, and the New Testament is for now, because we're not under law anymore, we're under faith. And I just, I think that some of these old laws, you know, we'll call them blue laws.
It's funny you go there in the middle of a conversation about money going back and blah, blah, blah. They say this law was founded on Christian values, outlined by the Bible. I don't want to upset anybody, but I think that nowadays this is used as another means of control. People sit there, they quote the Bible, and they say, our government is based on the Christian Bible and founded by God, but so look what it's doing to us now. This is anything but what they said in the Christian Bible. What he's saying is, if you open this thing up and actually look, and by God, I'm a spiritual guy, I believe in God. I show no disrespect to the legend of Jesus at all. But open up your Bible and turn to that book of Leviticus, and literally what he said, if you have you know, a black mold in your house, that's fine. If you have a pink mold, oh, you better get out of that house. And you better get the community priest to come in there and slaughter a dove and wash down the walls with it, or whatever they said in Leviticus. That's true. I mean, literally, there's people who are quote the Bible, and our community priests now.
And the people back then did that. I mean, my question is, if it wasn't that extreme, if they weren't killing doves, or if your neighbor was burning a fire and you know, and paying homage to Jesus Christ, and you didn't like the smell of the smoke coming off that fire.
All right, we're talking about burning a bull on the altar in your yard to God, as that's quoted in the book of Leviticus.
Which people used to do, or had to do.
Right, or had to do. They put the bull on that altar and they light that thing on fire, and the neighbor says, hey, there's a burning bull in your yard and I don't like the smell. It says right there in Leviticus, you can drag that neighbor over into your yard and smite him at the neck. All right, take his head off because he didn't like the smell of that bull. There's another one I like to point out with when you marry the woman, and if you marry a woman on the day of your marriage, you find that she is unclean, meaning that she's not a virgin. It's your duty, so says God, to stone her to death on her father's doorstep. There's a lot of screwed up things in the Bible.
And we have a comment from a lady over there.
We got someone outside laughing about this. But here's the Bible that people quote. They say our nation is founded on. And this is the reason why, really, the framers of our Constitution were completely in debate of the Bible. And they put in a First Amendment. And the very First Amendment, which they argued to get to amend the Constitution, is the first thing it says is Congress shall make no law establishing a religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, which means they did not want a strictly Christian nation. Then you have to go by all these weird guidelines and things in the Bible, and I think that relates to the control of money and how it's put in the Bible, and all sorts of these things. They designed this country purposely to not be bound to a religion, and it's the same religion.
Any of you ladies gonna get stoned?
Yeah.
On the.
Are you girls gonna be dragged to your father's doorstep on your wedding day?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, ask me a question.
Do you believe that man is going to be the source of his own destruction? Like they say in the Bible?
Like they say in the Bible, man being the source of his own destruction. I think man is they're pretty much predisposed to self-destruction. Is it not our challenge as people to try to break away from that paradigm?
But don't you think that man should smarten up?
Absolutely, it's stupidity that makes man his own destruction. Make a smart comment, Tom.
It's the truth, though.
Now walk away, because I'm gonna. Now I'm gonna attack you about
It's
the
the
comment.
truth. You gotta know it's the truth, man. And if everybody realizes they should smarten up, it would be a better country.
Yes. Talking to Mike. Talking to Mike.
That's just sweet, man.
No, they heard me.
What's up, Jim?
I'm not going to go to like what I believe, but I believe the Bible is made up for morals and principles, and we're no longer following that today. We just kind of worship what these saviors and whoever else is in the Bible. We just worship them now. We don't use what they said for our daily lives. We don't portray it. And the thing is we say we're a Christian nation. The president says he's Christian. You might want to check yourself if you're still a Christian at that point, because then who are you following? And I mean, look at the Catholic Church. I mean, they're supporting the wrong people. They're absolutely supporting the wrong people. I'm not saying denounce your faith or anything like that, but why don't you follow what the Bible was intended for? And I'll get to. I'm not religious at all.
You're good, brother.
I'm not religious at all. I have morals and principles, and I feel like I don't know, I don't want to say I'm better than other people, but I don't do stupid stuff. I don't commit crimes. I don't hurt other people. I'm peaceful. That's basically how it works. What's up? I'm
just sleeping. So what do you have to say, Charles?
Yeah, what do you have to say, Charles? Religion pertains.
Fill this house with things of gold while handing crumbs to the old and poor, and then you preach about being pure. And one day while we're laughing, your own way trying to guide us, but we can't follow what's behind us. Too much blind faith in you blind us. And sometimes it's a blessing. But I remember when I still embraced you, a little prayer would ease my mind. Till I saw that you hide from the miseries of sight, so I left you behind. Yet all the other teachings that I found were about the same. One grain of truth mixed with confusion, wrought by man. Since you're out here anyways, may as well get yourself back on your feet again. Don't you know we need somebody to do some work out in the street? You might just touch someone. Start to think about your job. So it's only a slide away from the great escape you have today. Tell me, can we reach you? I don't know. Still, we got to get from here to there eventually. Basically, the Bible has truth in it, but it was written by man. And if it was written by man, it was misconstrued. Man fashioned it in a way that suited his needs as it went along. And when the monks made over the Dead Sea Scrolls into the scriptures of the Bible, basically they didn't understand certain things that were written in there. Like it said, before I talked to God or before I saw God, I ate such and such plant. I was doing some kind of tea that I made up out of such and such herbs and all. And basically they're talking about hallucinations and all. And that didn't relate to them, so they deleted that part. Basically, I don't feel that there is any God. I feel the self is God. Everybody decides whether they go into heaven or hell. And you decide what's good and what's bad. And that's how this really works and all. You're just not fully realized. Everybody is a God, and everybody is equal consciousness. Everybody is equal in their own way in that respect. And that's how I feel about things.
We've learned how to conduct ourselves in life and decide whether you go to heaven and hell. Where do you go when you die?
I become the whole universe and only one small part of it at the same exact time.
I'm looking for the answer.
I don't have the answer. My feeling right now is in life is that we rejoin the fold and somehow we evolve slightly. What do you think?
Since it's impossible to actually find out, I think we just disappear. That's basically it until someone can show me indisputable proof.
Ouch.
Well, I know I'm going to go in the ground and my soul's going to rise to each and every individual person that I've ever touched in my whole life.
Okay, well that's it. In times where we're completely bothered and our minds are on a million things, you got the complete result of that tonight. A bunch of people get around the table and we start off with politics, we start off with our money, our financial system. We get into our government, we end up with religion and where we're going in the end. Is it worms or is it heaven? I don't know, but a little bit of rage on each of us at a round table, and that's what you get. So, have a good night, folks.
Thank you.